rainbow jumper. First bucket for him.
Grant and Pippen both have been giving Jordan a lot of help scoring-wise this year. Grant averaging 13, Pippen 17. That's one of their weaknesses is their inside game.
Pushed up and an air ball by Michael Jordan there. Reggie Lewis with a good job defensively. And Cruz, you talked to Jimmy Rogers about the play of Reggie Lewis of late. As McHale knocks one down from outside.
Kevin trying to get an extra point. He looks at Dowell and said, I was way behind that three-point line. Dowell waved them off. They're both laughing about it, so I don't think Kevin was serious.
Paxson handling. Dennis Johnson on him. Bill Cartwright moving for the hook. Bird hit him, and there'll be a foul.
You notice the Celtics are not giving Robert any help on Cartwright. I think they're assuming that Robert can hold his own, and it's not necessary. That time, Bird just kind of made an offhanded move as Cartwright went by, tried to slap it out of his hand.
Bill Cartwright, 7'1", 245 pounds. He's a member of the 10,000 point club. Been around a few years. He had some problems with his feet a couple of years back. Had to go through bone graft surgery to fix a fractured foot back in '86. Cartwright hits them both, and he's off to a good start with 4 points. 6-4 Bulls.
1-3-1, full court pressure after the made free throw. Celtics handle it well.
Dennis Johnson missing on the jumper. Jordan has the rebound. Outlets to Paxson, who's running. Finds Grant underneath. Layup missed. Rebound Parrish.
Got to go for the slam. He should have learned that by now. He got caught under the basket. Lewis with a bad shot.
Pull up by Reggie. Rebounded by Jordan, who lost it out of bounds, but Reggie had his hand on it last. So Celtics will have a trailing 6-4. It'll be Bulls ball. 9:05 left here in the first quarter at Chicago as Phil Jackson and John Bach talk it over on the Bulls bench.
Full court drop pressure.
Cartwright, strong move, missed it, got the foul on Parrish. Cartwright has been extremely aggressive early here on the offensive end. Let's take a look, Cruz.
Here it is. They've concentrated on the big guy. Probably trying to pick up some early fouls on Robert Parrish. That time he used his body effectively. The quick roll to the outside caught Robert a little bit by surprise. Started to say a moment ago, the full court trap pressure is a little early for Chicago, but it accomplishes two things. They want to get into an up-tempo game, get the Celtics to take the quick shot, which they did, although they had the good jumper. And secondly, of course, if they caught him by surprise, they might have come up with a violation.
Cartwright with 6. Celtics break the pressure and dump it down to Parrish. Will work on Cartwright now. Goes inside. Rainbow jumper. No bounce, and a rebound by Jordan. Up to Pippen. He'll hold and set it up. 8-4 Bulls. 8:35 left first quarter. Cartwright sets the pickup. Pippen dumps it to him. Mismatch on Bird. Cuts in. Lost it out of bounds. Celtic ball.
Celtics 2 for 9 from the field. They're getting the shots. They're not getting them in.
Dennis Johnson and John Paxson in the backcourt. Here's Bird off the pick, inside left hand. He missed it. Horace Grant, great rebound. 3-on-2. Pippen bounces to Jordan. Oh, it went in, but it's an offensive.
DJ establishing a good position quickly, knowing probably that Dal Gadsden, senior official, will make that call. Not too many of them will.
Oh, backdoor, Bird, reverse, yes.
Bird, who's coming off for one of his weaker shooting outings this season on Sunday. What was he, 5 for 19?
22.
5 for 22.
5 for 22.
You might look for him to have an offensive explosion. He normally follows up a
Pippen peels him off the pick. They go down to Grant. Left-handed, no. Fights for the rebound. Excellent job there. Jordan got it. Fires it up for 3. Missed it. Robert Parrish with the rebound. Celtics one of the best rebounding teams in the league. The best on the defensive end. Chicago, Kuz, not a great rebounding team.
Well, not bad, although Celtics have an advantage. They're averaging about 50% of their rebounding attempts, which you know, is up there with the better teams, but they're not going to overpower you. Grant and Pippen, not muscle guys. Cartwright is, but he doesn't have the quickness to go with it. So Celtics have a definite advantage on the ball.
Cartwright missed the little 12-footer. Excellent rebound by Robert Parrish. Notice how he tapped it with one hand, picked it up with the other one. 8-6 Chicago. Low scoring first quarter here. Under 7 minutes remaining. Double team coming on Dennis. He's hit by Cartwright and stumbles over towards half court. We have a timeout on the court by the Bulls, and we'll be back to Chicago Stadium after these messages on the WLVI Celtics Network. Susan Day and Albert Finney find that looks can kill in Looker. 8 o'clock tomorrow night on Boston's movie station, WLVI 56. This copyright program presented by the authority of the NBA and the Boston Celtics, intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of the game without the express written permission of the NBA, the Boston Celtics, and WLVI TV is prohibited.
There's your shooting stats. As you can see, neither team getting off to a good start offensively. The shot selection on the part of both clubs been a little suspect, and I think has had more of an effect on that shooting stats than the defense, although both teams working at the D as well.
Bird and Lewis miss, and the rebound Horace Grant. Outlet to John Paxson on the right wing to Michael Jordan. Stops and pulls it in.
See, by taking that drop step towards you, he causes the defense to fall off. That pretty much assures him of having an unencumbered outside shot.
10-6 Chicago lead. McHale on the baseline knocks it down, and he's got 4. Kevin averaging 21 points a game, 8 rebounds. His average creeping up ever since he took over in a starting role. Here's Paxson, though, nails a jumper quickly. He can trigger it if you don't keep an eye on him. It's 12-8 Bulls.
Chicago picking up nice and high defensively, and it's causing some problems for the Celtics. They're not able to run their half court as easily as they'd like to.
Double team. Dennis Johnson gets the open jumper, and the Celtics back within 2.
What it does, however, is create easier shots when they try to trap down. They've got to go further to trap down. That means they've got to come back further on the swing of the ball. And that time it set up an easy jumper for DJ.
Bounce to Jordan for the jump and the miss, and the rebound, Robert Parrish. That time, Michael, he didn't exactly square up on the jump shot, Cruz. I know he gets away with a lot of things with his great talent, but perhaps that time he didn't square up enough.
He kind of rushed the shot a little bit. A guy with his moves never should take a bad shot. He should, you know, because he's never pressured. He can pretty much choose his offense out there. That was the 7th rebound for the Chief, by the way, off to a blazing start on the board.
Now Jordan will post up Reggie Lewis. Wants to take him. Double fake. Has it in one hand to Pippen. 16-footer hit.
Nice release by Pippen. Pippen probably could play a little guard if necessary. He handles well, and as we told you, he's a defensive specialist in terms of his steals.
I'll tell you what, the Seattle Supersonics would like to have him. They got Olden Polynice. Pick and roll, Parrish. Beautiful.
Outstanding. Outstanding. That is classic. Timing was just perfect on that pick and roll.
Here's Paxson off the pick. The jumper, no. And the rebound, McHale way up for it. Pressure there, nearly stolen by Horace Grant.
Alex doing a nice job on that defensive board. Yet to give up a second opportunity.
Bird working on Pippen now. Wants to post him up. Nearly had it stolen, knocked out of bounds. Larry appealing to Darryl Gerritsen, said, hey.
Yeah, he picked up some trap pressure from Paxson and felt he got clobbered. Got a little careless with the ball.
They'll set up a play now as Paxson hands it off to Cartwright. Pippen off the pick, over Bird, missed the shot. Robert Parrish again, 8th rebound for the Chief already.
Chicago started off focusing inside on Cartwright. First 3 times down, he took it in, was fairly effective. Since they've forgotten about it and gone perimeter.
Darryl Gerritsen spies an illegal defense that time, and a warning issued to the Chicago Bulls. 3:41 left here in the first quarter. 14-12 Chicago, and Joe Klein on to replace Robert Parrish, who did about a game's worth of work already on the boards.
Early entry by Joe. But as you mentioned, Robert having a little discomfort there in the back area. Bird still yapping at Darryl Gerritsen on that Last play, he felt he got fouled on.
Dennis hands it to Kevin McHale. Horace Grant working on him. Bird off the pick. Goes left-handed. He's blocked, knocked down, and he'll go to the line.
Well, I'll tell you, he always absorbs a little bit more. It always seems like the defender. Watch Pippen now go out of his way, really to clobber Bird with the body, you know, and then make no attempt to catch him. And as you can see, Bird hits the floor hard.
You're absolutely right. If you look closely, he went up to block the shot, and he intended to hit him.
He gave him the hip after he fouled him, you know, and tried to knock him to the ground a little more flagrantly than was necessary.
Larry has 3, shooting him at 93%, best in the NBA. And the Celtics have tied it at 14, under 3.5 minutes remaining first quarter at Chicago Stadium. Mike Crispino and Bob Cousy along with you. Celtics trying to sweep their final 4 games of the season and win the Atlantic Division title. Hook shot is up and in. Pippen got the roll, and he's got 4. John Bagley in the ball game for Dennis Johnson. Hands it to Bird. Cannot shoot it. Hands to McHale.
Pippen is all over Bird's case. I'll tell you, he's making him work, but Bird using his passing skills to create opportunities for others.
And Pippen draws his second foul. Larry had some hang time that time. McHale's fade away. He's double teamed. The shot doesn't go. Pippen out and running. Jordan's there. Garrettson went down hard. The ball goes in for 2, but Darryl Garrettson slipped and fell hard on his back.
I'll tell you, he's hurting. He's having trouble getting up. There must be a wet spot because no one hit him. He was racing to stay ahead of the play. Chicago was coming fast, and Darryl just really took a header. Take a look. Here's Pippen driving it in there. Jordan finishes it off. Well, now watch, there's Darryl there. He just hit a wet spot.
I'll tell you, he put a grimace on his face when he went down. That hurt. Jordan hanging in for his 4th point of the ball game has given the Bulls a 4-point lead, and Darryl is still looking for the culprit down there.
Well, it's not even a non-contact sport for the officials. When you contact that floor, boy, going at pretty good speed.
Boston calls a timeout as Darryl Garrettson looks for that slippery spot somewhere on the floor of the Chicago Stadium. And we'll be back in a moment with more on the WLBI Celtics Network. The passion of one man in the world television premiere of Barbara Taylor Bradford's Voice of the Heart, 8 o'clock Monday night on WLBI. With Bird and McHale. Jordan wants to take it inside. Hands off beautifully to Grant. Wow, left-handed.
Displaying his point guard skills, taking it in there, hanging endlessly, and then dishing off at the last minute with a little shuffle pass.
Here's Lewis in the corner over Will Perdue. It's the jumper. Reggie coming off a career-high 34 against the Knicks, has had 2 great games here at Chicago Stadium. Bird backing Charles Davis down. Now he's isolated on him. Forces his way in. Turnaround jumper, no. Klein battling, but Jordan got it. Following Joe down the lane as 4 Celtics cut him off. Perdue to Paxson, jump shot, hit it.
Paxson compliments Jordan extremely well because he's a constant threat himself. And obviously, if you're going to trap or roll with people to help out on Jordan, it's probably going to come off Paxson. Nothing he loves better because it's like giving away layups.
Reggie Lewis on the offensive board with a reverse for a bucket.
Outstanding. This is also where Reggie's picked up his game, I think, considerably in the last half of the season. He's really become a factor on that offensive board.
Well, he's become more of a complete player. He's improving in certain areas he needs to, and he's really been a force in other areas. Oh, look at Jordan. I'll tell you what, you cannot let him give him an inch, but you got to because he's so quick.
He wears you down, and he's relentless in that, you know, the ball is always in his hands at some point during each offensive forward down the floor. So defensively, you just can't ever relax. That is not the case against most players you go against in the league.
Parrish replaces McHale. Kevin with 4 points. 4 team fouls on the Bulls now.
Jimmy Rogers going big. He's been doing that much more in the second half of the year, playing both Klein and Parrish together whenever the matchups allow him to.
Bird over Davis. Excellent concentration by Larry that time, as Davis had a hand right in his face. 26-22, 4-point Chicago lead, and they'll try to use up every second they've got left. Just a second discrepancy between the two clocks. Jordan holding it up, checking the clock. Stacey King throws the pick. Klein attacks him, fouled him.
Well, Celtics with a foul to waste. Take advantage of it. If your timing is good, you don't foul until the clock gets down as low as it possibly can, and you don't allow them, or you allow them less time to do something effectively.
Charles Davis, three-pointer, no. And the rebound, Klein. He'll hold it at the buzzer. And Chicago has a 4-point lead after 12 minutes here in Chicago Stadium, thanks to this man, Michael Jordan. And the Bulls, 26-22, and we'll be back with more. One of the other first-round picks the Bulls had. They had 3 of them. Here's Stacey now, double move on Parrish. Got the rebound. Pippen. Hands to Armstrong.
Tell you, that might be the first offensive rebound the Celtics have given up for Chicago.
Stacey King.
That's what he had to learn to do. He was completely left-hand oriented when he got into the league early on. That's the first move to his right that we've seen him make effectively.
Parrish got the rebound. Purdue reached over him and got called.
Chicago personal foul, 32, Will Purdue. His first, the team's first.
There's the Chicago bench.
Returns for Boston.
Jackson looking pensive. Michael told you he's the most effective rookie coach they've ever had here. Purdue seemed to make a good play there.
Bagley and Paxson backcourt. McHale in for Bird now. Lewis. Paxson goes all the way. Ball lost. Bagley can't control it. Open court. Here's Pippen. It's 3-on-1. Bounces to King. Lay it up.
Good job. Good speed by Pippen chasing that down and then immediately assessing the situation. Seeing the floor. A lot of players don't do that. And then making the effective pass.
I'll tell you what, it's got to help to play with a great player like Jordan. As Robert Parrish battling on the offensive board. Couldn't get it. Here's Pippen again, but it's 2-on-4 this time. He'll hand it to B.J. Armstrong, 17-foot.
Well, Jerry Krause, the general manager, was very, very pleased and ecstatic about his 3 first-round picks. 2 of them, King and Armstrong, are coming through for him now.
Absolutely, and Armstrong. Larry Bird off to a good start shooting, 4 of 7, and Robert Parrish dominant on the boards with 9 rebounds already. But it's been the youth and the shooting of the Bulls right now has given them a 6-point lead. The rookies coming off the bench of late here, Kuz.
Full court pressure again by Chicago causes momentary problems for the Seas, but they finally get it down floor. And the tip in off the missed Paxson layup.
Robert Parrish. Here comes King at him now. Spinning, great move. He was working before the ball game on his pivot moves, Kuz, and I thought, what a difference since the first time we came in here in November. He's really picking up on the offensive end.
Well, you know, he developed such an early reputation for not being able to do anything on his right side that all the defenders started to overplay him completely, and now he's using that against them. They're still overplaying him, so he's faking strong side, and now when he spins around as he did there, he's always leaving the defender behind.
I tell you, they're really going at Robert Parrish. They're running King and Purdue and Cartwright. All 3 of the centers have been taking it to him. Bird in the lane, the shot off the side of the rim, rebounded by Charles Davis. 7:20 remaining second quarter. Bulls by 6.
Shooting has picked up considerably in the second quarter. Both teams shot below their average in the first. Here, Celtics shooting at 57, the Bulls at 63.
Davis 7 on the shot clock. Pippen cut off by Lewis. Has to go back to Davis. 2 on the shot clock. Tied up. McHale had him. Get the shot at the buzzer.
And again, going to his right side. I think he's got 3 of his 4 hoops in this quarter. Going to his, theoretically, his weakness.
Kevin missed a bunny for him anyway. 8 points for Stacey King in the second quarter.
Yeah, he rushed it. That's unusual for Kevin. He's usually under control. Pippen, a nice move. Robs Paxson off the pick.
And the Bulls have opened a 10-point lead. 6:30 left in the second quarter. Quickly jumped out top. Here's McHale working on Purdue. Wants to go inside on him. Does. He missed the shot, in and out. Kevin's not getting the roll right now. Yeah. And Chicago is running. Pippen, baseline, reverse it, missed it. McHale fouled.
This kid Pippen's coming along. He's showing me some moves out there. Great speed to go with the moves as well in order to, create the openings so he can finish them off. That time he got caught a little bit in the air, but he's impressive.
Reggie Lewis has been quiet. A steal by Davis. A kick by Lewis, and the Bulls get the ball. Celtics are going one-on-one right now, and that's not going to work.
Bulls on a 12-2 run have established a 10-point lead.
Under 6 minutes remaining, second quarter. Mike Crispino and Bob Cousy for Boston Celtics basketball here on Channel 56. Here's the turnover situation. 5 by the Celtics, 2 by Chicago. Jordan hasn't even played in the last 5 minutes. Here's King. This time, if that goes in.
That's strange. That time he went to a strength and he threw up an air ball. The defense was waiting for him.
Personal foul, 22, Charles Davis.
Charles Davis called for the foul. That is the 4th team foul already for the Bulls. We have 5:35 remaining in the second quarter.
5 turnovers for the C's. Bulls, one of the better teams in creating turnovers, 17 a game.
Celtics working the perimeter. They go to Bird, the up fake, by his man for the jumper and the bucket. That was a beautiful set of fakes by Larry Bird that time.
There's your team fouls. The Celtics with a little bit of an advantage here. Bulls with 4, primarily because they've played very intensive defense.
Horace Grant. I'll tell you, somebody's been working with the Bulls big men on their inside pivot moves. They all have a similar kind of style at this point.
I had it down before the game as a potential weakness, at least a suspect area for them, their inside offense. I'll tell you what, it hasn't been the case so far. Pippen again on a good help. Jordan's out of there, but normally he's the guy that you've got to be aware of inside. Whenever that ball goes in, he's always looking to help. That time Pippen, as we told you, he is 3rd in the league in terms of total steals. Watch this now. Immediately drops off. If he's on that strong side, you've got to be aware of it. Kevin falls asleep. Pays the price.
What a ball hawk, right? He came a long way, and he got his hand right on the ball.
Good timing, good reach, and quickness.
That's what it takes, and Pippen and Jordan are the best in the league. Jordan #1 and Scottie Pippen #3 in the league as far as steals go. 2.5 a ball game. Jordan is back, Pippen is 2. He loses it in the paint, got it back, left-handed, no.
Wow, was Pippen active?
Oh, just getting that shot off took some
doing. He's really touching every base.
Back door to Bird, hooks it, missed it, rebounded Cartwright.
Chicago is so active that it's causing even Bird to quicken his shot as it did McHale a moment ago.
Jordan on Bird, couple of fakes. No, he backs it up. He's behind the line. He'll take him inside. Goes left-handed. Oh, ho, ho. Hang time.
Fans love to see that. One superstar doing it to another. Lewis answers.
Reggie quiets him down with his 6th point. He's improving his shooting from the field up to 49% now. Lewis back on Jordan. Wants to take him. Celtics setting zone defense. They're going to collapse on Jordan one way or another.
That's what you've got to do. You've got to force them into the paint, have the big guys collapse like a flower really closing in, on a bug, I suppose.
Cartwright with a hook shot. I tell you, we have seen some sensational center play tonight by the Bulls.
I'm impressed. We speculated on top. you know, given the fact Chicago didn't really need this game, how they'd come out, boy, that's been answered. They have really been intense.
Dennis Johnson's shot rims in and out, and here's Pippen running. It's a 12-point Chicago lead. Their defense has been super in this first half. 3 minutes remaining. Celtics have 36 points. B.J. Armstrong over McHale. Missed it. Robert clears the glass. 18 points by the Chicago centers tonight. There's been no relief for Robert Parrish. Cartwright, then King, and even Purdue chipped in with a couple. McHale inside, hooks it in.
Good job. Quick entry pass by Bird that time created that good quick opportunity for McHale. That time it was quick, but it was under control. He knew what he was doing. The defense didn't force him into the quick release.
Here's Cartwright. Now he goes left-handed. Wow, what a rebound by Horace Grant. Back to Cartwright. He just simply ripped it out of the Chiefs' hands.
Chicago's playing well, folks. They really deserve their lead.
It's a three. Count it. 51-38. Jordan nails it down.
Yep. He's shooting it at 38% from there, which is good. Not as good as Hodges, who's back in action tonight. He's at 43.
Moving on, Cartwright in trouble, inside, shot blocked and a foul.
Personal foul, Chicago.
It's on Horace Grant. And when we come back, Reggie Lewis will shoot two. Celtics down by 13 here in Chicago. Back with more after these messages. Ekmob kept control of it.
Good job by Reggie.
Bird toes it up for three and hit it.
Three-point field goal, Larry Bird.
Larry, whose three-point shooting has been coming around of late, has the Celtics back within 12.
Bird at 33% from the three-point stripe.
16 for Bird now. Pippen pulls up and hits it. You gotta like the form on his jump shot, Coos. Elbow, everything squared away beautifully.
It's a classic release. No wasted motion. Just little arm and wrist follow through.
Bird with a neat little hook shot, working Pippen over, and he has 6 in this quarter. Celtics down by 12, 59-47. Trailed by 14. A wild pass that time, and McHale picks it up, hands it to Bagley. Baggs bounces to Bird. Want to shoot another three. This time he backs his man in. Fade away, way up high, in and out. Here's Jordan behind a pick. Up fakes, tried to draw the contact on Bird. Has Bird isolated. Right side. Crowd comes alive. Goes by him baseline. Up in the air, lost it. Bird stole it on him.
Nice job. Collapsed nicely. Bird and Parrish just suffocated. Jordan pushed him behind the basket. He didn't have an outlet. Couldn't find one.
What's the best strategy against Jordan? The Celtics weren't able to really employ it in the first half as McHale goes inside.
Taking his time on that. Well, we talked about that. You know, push him underneath, push him into the paint if you can, and then just collapse around him. And, you know, if you can avoid an outlet pass, fine. But we had Lewis, Celtics starting to heat it up. We had that highlight piece on him where he found the opening with the little, you know, he seemed to be surrounded, still found an outlet.
Bulls have called a timeout as the Celtics have come out of the locker room smoking and cut it to 8. We'll be back to Chicago in just a moment.
There it is. Celtics have picked it up nicely here in the third quarter, gotten themselves right back into the game, 59-51 with 80% shooting.
Celtics will be without Dennis Johnson for the remainder of this ball game. Dennis was kicked in the calf earlier in the game and suffered a bruise there and has gone to the locker room for some treatment. He will remain there. So the Celtics will go with Bagley in the backcourt right now with Reggie Lewis. Jordan with the ball, pops it.
Jordan's first hoop in the second half. They're not shooting it bad either. It's 67% in this quarter, so.
67% Here's McHale, wants to work on Grant. Fakes him beautifully, laid it up and hit it.
Nice job. McHale now really under much better control with his inside offense. We told you he rushed it a bit in the first half. That's been straightened out. There it is. Takes him inside, then drops the step, moves around him nicely. See, most players, McHale turns and faces the man. Most players will keep their back between the ball and the defensive player.
I think that surprised Horace
Yeah,
Grant.
McHale shows it to him, and yet they still can't get it away from him.
Would you advise a young player to do something like that?
No, that's dangerous.
Horace Grant answers with 2 of his own. The third-year pro out of Clemson now has 10 points. And a fine first half off the boards as Bird guns up a 3.
Bird hitting it up. 9 points here on the third.
Pippen on the run, holds it up, backs Bird down, wants to take him. Fades away, can't do it. Larry cut him off beautifully. Gets it back again, wants to go into the paint. Fade away. In and out. McHale has the board. Celtics have cut it to 6. Robert Parrish ahead of everybody.
Nice. Nice lead pass down floor by Baggs, who had his head up. Saw Roberts streaking down. Roberts should be able to beat Cartwright down a couple of times a game.
Celtics on an 18-8 run as Cartwright answers. 18-4 run, excuse me, to get back into it. Here's McHale working again. Triple team, 3 fakes. Missed the shot. Got the rebound. Missed that. But Parrish charging to the board. Laid it up.
Good flurry on that offensive board.
And a travel call as Bird stepped in beautifully.
Bird saw an opportunity. They were trying to inbounds quickly to half court to catch Pippen by surprise. He does that effectively. Just set up a quick block and then moved out of the way. But he caused Pippen to blink and walk.
Bird posting up now, and he got hit here by Pippen.
That's the third on Pippen. Third team foul on Chicago.
There's a little war going on between these two. Take a look.
Pippen reaching in, trying to use his quickness. Bird protecting, using his body.
Lewis and Jordan. Reggie finds McHale, but threw it away. That would have been perfect because McHale was let loose as the 2 defenders crushed in on Lewis.
Reds just panicked a little bit. They tapped him off the pick, and he knew McHale was open. They just tried to get it to him a little too quickly.
That may be the one part of Reggie's game that needs some improvement there, Cruz. Setting his teammates up.
Yeah,
Wow. Cartwright.
Cartwright under intensive defensive pressure.
Strong move. And
That's
it's a 6-point lead.
What is that, 8, 10, 12 for the big guy?
12 for the 11-year veteran out of San Francisco as Lewis charges down court. Stops now from 14 feet and hit it.
Yeah, getting back to Reggie, I think for a good part of the season that was the case. I think in the last month or so or better, he has been playing under much better control. Bird out front. Bagley pulls it back. He saw him, but he wasn't sure.
Lewis goes through the lane and nails it. 6 in the quarter for him, and the Celtics are back within 2. Big effort here at the beginning of the third. In the first 6 minutes, the Celtics have outscored the Bulls 24-12.
Nice job by the season this quarter.
Cartwright wants to go on Parrish. Put it up, missed it. Jordan charging on the board. Drew the foul. I tell you, whenever they need a big play, he's in the middle of it. Reggie Lewis called for the foul. That's his second.
The first team foul on a season. There it is, Jordan using his quickness and jumping ability to beat the big men to the board.
Celtics have called a timeout. They are within 2 with 5:48 left in the third. Back to Chicago Stadium with more on the WLVI Celtics Network. WLVI 56. During the timeout, the Blues Brothers came crashing through with a couple of monster slams of their own here. Chicago Stadium.
Red Bull went ape. They're outrageous. Celtics on a 20-8 run in the third quarter, right back into the game. 2 points behind, 67-65, shooting it at 77%. Bulls still at 60, so they're going to have to also pick up that defensive commitment just a bit.
Here's Jordan, one of just 6 men to win 3 straight scoring titles. He had one memorable game against Boston among many, 63 points in the 135-131 loss playoffs a couple of years ago. Has 2 free throws, now 21 points. They go full court pressure as Reggie Lewis hands it to John Bagley. Back to Reg. Over here to McHale.
Celtics handle that pressure well, spread out their floor and just kept searching for the 3 men working it down floor.
Joe Klein in the ball game. Here's Bird. Got to get a shot off quickly. McHale does, hits it, got knocked down. Kevin flattened after the shot, no foul call.
He's letting Dal know about it. Dal picks his spots. You know, if it's by accident, I think it might have been that time. He won't send it alive.
Oh, baby!
Pippen
Woo,
doing
what a move!
Jordan imitation. Acrobatic move, finishes it off nicely. He has played well tonight.
And that was actually under control, which is amazing when you look at it. Now Bird tries to post him up, fakes him, can't get it, now puts it up, missed everything. Bagley got the rebound, he put it up, was fouled, it won't go.
Nice alert play by Baggs off the Bird miss. Saw an opportunity. There it is.
Little guys don't get a chance to do that too often. That's the kind of shot in the schoolyard you never get the call on, right? I didn't hit him, I didn't touch him.
Little guys never get the benefit of the doubt anyway. They have to work for everything they get in this league.
John Bagley bricks one up there. Baggs had to work at it as a youngster, one of 8 children, probably had to fight him off at the dinner table. Still lives in Bridgeport, Connecticut. In fact, spends a lot of time down there in the summer running basketball clinics. If you're looking up John Bagley, that's where you'll find him in the summer. Jordan switch off. Reggie picked him up again, too late. You cannot give the man breathing room. Here's Bird. Tried to work on Grant, cannot do it. Hale setting up shop on Stacey King. He's left alone. Works him inside for the hook. Hit it.
He should do what he wants on King. Jordan thought about dropping down, but then they moved his man away. And he followed him through. Yeah, Celtics have a good, solid mismatch there to go to.
He's lit it up in the third, Kevin McHale. Here comes Jordan, hanging, foul.
Only the second team foul, and it'll be a pass-off, so no harm done.
Klein's second on the team. Here's a look.
There it is, just blowing by the world. Reggie following, trying to stay with him. Klein comes over, but obviously no match for Michael's quickness and acrobatic skill.
4 minutes remaining, third quarter. Here's Horace Grant for the hook shot. I tell you, I don't know where that came from. He's got it tonight, though. 12 for Horace Grant, and the Bulls are back up by 5.
Chicago is peaking at just the right time, moving into the playoffs. Their young players all playing much better.
Bird called for a travel. Oh, he's called for a foul there.
Yeah, offensive foul. This is the way you plan it, obviously, is, you know, draft talented young people, give them the experience during the year, and hope that they peak during the playoffs. The only one who hasn't done that from those 3 first-rounders they had is the 6'9" Sanders.
Cartwright mismatched on Paxson here. They get him the ball. He puts the jumper up and hit it. That was excellent vision by Jordan. He saw the mismatch, got Cartwright the ball almost immediately. So the Bulls are back up by 7. Celtics had cut it to 2 on 2 or 3 occasions. Could not get the lead. Now Bird backing his man down. Goes up with a little hook. Missed it. Klein working, but can't get the board, and out come the Bulls. 4 on 2. John Paxson retrieves it, nearly threw it out of bounds. Jordan got it back. They want him to shoot it, but he won't yet.
Well, he's matched with Klein, so he's just waving everyone off. He wants Klein at the basket.
Oh, great hang time. Couldn't get it to go down, however. Here's Paxson, 3-on-2. Celtics running. Bagley bounces to Bird. Baseline jump.
That's nice job by Baggs. He waved Paxson away so he could penetrate through the two people and opened up the jumper for Bird. Nice job.
Bird with 11 in the quarter now, 23 in the ballgame. Jordan stutter steps, bounces to Grant, who stepped on the end line.
The pace is against Chicago's now. Celtics did a good job early in the quarter setting up their tempo. Got back into the game. Now it's getting frantic.
Bird, quick jumper, missed it. Jordan, 5 white shirts on the defensive board. Larry shot it so quickly, Celtics couldn't set up on the rebounding end. And Jordan again matched up with Klein. Look out. Cartwright posting on Paxson. McHale with a rejection.
Wow. Strong defensive play.
Bagley running. Goes through Paxson. Foul called. Chicago Stadium, Chicago, Illinois, and the Bulls have a 5-point lead. John Bagley will go to the line for 2 as you see the rejection by Kevin McHale.
Yes.
Wow. That not only hurts physically, that hurts your pride when you get that one smacked back and you're 7-1.
Well, Cartwright is big and strong, but he's not as athletic as he'd like to be, and that's where if he gets caught off balance a little bit, a guy with the kind of timing that McHale has can do that kind of a number on him.
All right, we see Michael Smith here checking in to spell Larry Bird. Michael just wiped some sweat off Horace Grant's arm to get his hands. Oh, Bagley's free throw won't go. He's 2 of 4 from the line, and the Celtics are down by 4. Minute 40 remaining here in the third quarter. B.J. Armstrong and Bagley matching up. Michael Smith and Horace Grant. Here's a foul called on Jim Paxson that time, moving in with the hips.
We were talking about Jordan's minutes perhaps being cut down today, and in a game they really didn't need. That hasn't happened. At the start of the season, everyone said Jackson's not going to repeat Collins' mistake, the former coach who played Jordan 40 minutes a game. Klein pushes off.
Joe Klein got caught that time.
No reason for that foul. He had the inside position and a sure rebound. He just gave it back to Chicago by using his arm. Watch this now. There's the shot. Watch Klein move in. See, he pushes King out of the way when he didn't have to. Yeah, they talked about Jackson not repeating Collins' mistake and playing Jordan 40 minutes, which he didn't. He only played him 39. So, it's all conversation. You've got a talent like Jordan. They want to play, and how do you keep him out of a game? And Bird is the same way. He wants to play as many minutes as he can. That's part of why they're so talented. Full court pressure.
Michael Smith helping to break it. Has McHale. Paxson corner to Charles Smith. Has a little jumper. Missed it. Fought for the board, however. Got it back. Paxson now. Tries to cut it down inside. Gives it to Joe Klein for the baseline jumper. He missed that. Armstrong running now. Charles Smith in his face.
Celtics ending up with the wrong people shooting on that time down floor.
Ball deflected out of bounds. It'll be Chicago's with 12 on the shot clock and 59 and 4/10 left here in the third quarter. Jimmy Rogers trying for a break. Give me a break. Just one. Chicago is 34-5 here at home this year. 9-1 against the Atlantic Division. The one loss coming against the Celtics back in November, 102-100. And we mentioned they have been red hot since the All-Star break. They've won 13 of their last 15. King and B.J. Armstrong fakes Charles Smith up. Let's see what the call is. Charles.
Personal foul, 13, Charles Smith. His first penalty. B.J. Armstrong.
That's always the danger when you're guarding a weak side play and you're collapsing into the middle. If they swing that ball quickly, catches you charging to get back in position, and you're always at a disadvantage defensively.
Armstrong has 3 points now. All-time Iowa assist leader, set a record for three-point shooting at Iowa, too. Hasn't translated that quite yet here, but he looks like he has the potential. Full court again, and Chicago's opened it back up to 8 points. Here's Michael Smith. Down to Paxson. Puts it up, missed the shot. McHale got the board, reverses it beautifully. Big
Nice
quarter
job.
for McHale, 11 in this one, 17 overall.
McHale and Parrish both have been very effective on that offensive board.
Will Perdue working on Klein. Oh, deflected. Paxson with a steal. On the ground they go. Smith goes down. Pippen got it. Now he pumps up a jumper. Missed it. Charles Davis blocked by McHale. King stripped by Smith. Whew.
I'll tell you what, the action has picked up considerably. There's the Pippen jump, a little short. Good offensive rebound by Davis, and a rejection. Smith reaches in. Both teams extremely active here in the third quarter.
That's the fourth foul on Joe Klein. Stacey King will go to the line. Works it up there.
That's their first miss this quarter. It's interesting, but Celtics are leading the league, as we know, in free throw shooting. May break the NBA all-time this year if they maintain their pace. But, you know, opponents are shooting it at 77% against them from the line. As a comparison, they're only shooting at 74% against Chicago. I don't know whether, if you're a good free throw shooting team, you know, you encourage the opponent to do the same or overachieve from the line, but it is ironic. High for the NBA is 78%.
Celtics want one shot as Charles Smith sets it up. Bird off the pick, goes down to Robert Parrish. Robert puts it up, rainbow miss, rebound by Perdue. They've got time, he throws it up there, no.
At the end of the third quarter, Chicago.
So the Celtics have cut a 14-point lead down to 7 after 3. And we'll be back for the final 12 minutes at Chicago Stadium. It's the Bulls 82, the Celtics 75. Start the quarter. If not, my esteemed partner gets to make a pick. You're doing pretty well. You're about 75% this year.
Okay, Karen, let's get your TV set so you can watch the Celtics in the playoffs. Let's go with Mr. Bird.
All right, Larry Bird's the choice. Gene Backley, let's see if he can do it for you. We're underway, fourth quarter. The Celtics cut the lead to 7. Bird reaches in. That's his third foul.
Boston, personal foul, 30.
Stacey King will go to the line to shoot it. Don't forget, following our broadcast of Celtics basketball tonight, the news at 10 back in Boston.
They talk about Stacey King's many superstitions. He likes to touch Michael Jordan on the shoulder before the game, telephone his parents, rubs his rabbit foot in his stuffed pink piggy, and he plays Nintendo. Yeah.
Nintendo, isn't that how it is?
Nintendo.
I don't know.
The game is over before he gets through his list of superstitions.
You got to do all that before he plays?
Wait till the guys in the league find out about the stuffed pink piggy, right?
Oh, ball thrown away. Here's Armstrong. Hands it to King. Forget about it.
Well, nothing tentative or superstitious about that jam.
Celtics call a quick timeout. They don't want this to get out of hand. Chicago's come out with 4 quick ones. We'll be back with more on the WLVI Celtics Network. Sports, the news at 10 tonight, immediately following Celtics basketball here on WLVI 56.
Returning for Boston, number 5.
Here's a look at the scoring by quarters. I don't think that third quarter number is quite right. The Celtics made up 7 points from a halftime deficit, so we'll check on that for you. Here's McHale with the ball. Working inside. Good up fake. Oh, over Perdue.
Okay, Gene, sorry about that.
It's a 20-second timeout by the Chicago Bulls. McHale's first bucket of the fourth quarter for the Celtics, and we'll be back in just a moment. Chicago Stadium and a television for Gene Backley. because Kevin McHale came off the bench and did this.
Okay.
18,676.
Nice spin move.
31st consecutive sellout. And the Bulls.
Color TV Celtics jacket. Congratulations, Gene Backley of Dalton, Mass. Enjoy it, courtesy of Miller Lite Channel 56. Bob Cousy, Mike Crispino, and our producer, Lou Schumann. We delight in handing televisions over.
Fortunately, we went with Gene's pick.
No thanks to you, Coos,
Exactly.
but hey, what the heck? Can't win them all. Here's Charles Davis backing Paxson in. A lot of work on the boards. Purdue got it, laid it up. Muscle being thrown down there, and Purdue had the last. Ended against the board and yanked it down. Paxson was open. Bagley didn't find him. Now Parrish. Ho, 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 ho. Purdue lassoed him. Robert grabbing his knee and back.
Chicago personal foul, 32. Will Purdue his third.
It is. Quick cut by Parrish. Catches Purdue momentarily out of position, but he takes care of that little problem with a bear hug.
Robert has 12 points so far. 7'1.5" 230 pounds.
Celtics have not shot it well from the free throw line. They were 7 for 11. I think that's 7 for 12, I guess.
Second one goes down, and it's an 8-point Bulls lead. Armstrong and Bagley matching up in the backcourt now. Paxson and Davis. Michael Jordan's been out here the first 3.5 minutes of this fourth quarter. Pippen off the pick, the switch now. The Chief has him. Wants to go on Robert Parrish, cannot do it. Gets it back, lost it. Bird sneaking in, stole it. Ahead to Paxson.
2-on-1.
Give it to Parrish. Lay it up. Oh, that's beautiful.
Parrish finished that one off nicely. Pax hadn't really created a good opening for himself. He went towards his target instead of away, but Robert took care of the rest.
On the strength of this play, the Celtics are back within 6, and the Bulls have called timeout to slow Boston down. We'll be back to Chicago Stadium after these messages. His mistress, 8 o'clock Thursday nights on WLVI 56.
Boston starts it off with 3 for 3 from the field here in the fourth.
A real defensive battle in Orlando. The Bullets winning by 2. 129-127. Here's B.J. Armstrong. Bagley reaches in. Got a piece of him. Jordan is still on the bench.
Boston personal
Atlanta rolls it up on New Jersey late 118-95. Pulls into a tie with Cleveland for the final playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. B.J. Armstrong will go to the line, and he will shoot 2. Now there's some nice form on a free throw from a rookie.
Yeah, he's a nice shooter, although, believe it or not, what's he shooting from?
He's at 88% from the free throw line.
Yeah, he may be their best free throw shooter, right?
Cruz, what is it about the rookies, the ones who have trouble shooting from the field? Is it shot selection mostly, or just adjusting to the speed of the game and things of that nature?
Also shooting touches. They can't shoot. That affects their percentage.
B.J. shooting pretty well in his rookie season. Here's McHale. He's fouled, and it goes.
Nice.
Kevin McHale.
They're going to have to send help down or make a substitution pretty quickly, because Kevin has it all his own way against the rookie King. Yeah, you know, assuming that, there it is, take a look. Pippen comes over to give his buddy some help, but too late. He's got to start fronting him, or they got to start sending help down a little quicker than that. Shot selection obviously has something to do with it. So as you develop your poise and your experience and all, you know, you're going to create better offense for yourself. If you've got a shooting touch, it eventually will show itself and allow you to shoot to whatever your level is.
But there are guys in college who have a shooting touch, get to the pros, and don't have a shooting touch.
Well, that's normally because depending on the position they're playing, you know, physically some of the things that they're able to do. They have just enough quickness, for instance, to create opportunities for themselves as a guard, or just enough muscle to do the same in the paint in college, where they get up to that next level in the NBA, and now the quickness level is neutralized, or the muscle level is neutralized. And that's what, when you're choosing talent in the NBA, that's really what you've got to be able to project, you know, for the people making those judgments. Watch a guy on a college level, and then you must make that the transition up to that next level, physically, quickness-wise, speed-wise. Try to determine whether the guy can do that.
Bagley runs out of pressure, goes to McHale for the jumper, and he nails it. 9 for McHale in this quarter, 26 on the ball game, and the Celtics are within 5. Much thought being given by the Celtics front office as to their pick coming up. Looking at Travis Mays, the kid out of Texas, the guard. Willie Burton certainly earned some points in the Orlando All-Star game. Horace Grant's shot is blocked by McHale, but Kevin called for his first personal. And that would be the toughest part of choosing a draft pick, trying to project what he can do.
Here it is, Grant backing McHale into the paint. Kevin grabs at him, picks up his third, team fourth. So Celtics at the limit. And that's always dangerous when you've got Michael Jordan on the floor. You know they're going to go to him in the last 3 or 4 minutes. And if he doesn't settle for that perimeter shot, he's going to pick up a foul about every time. That helps.
Grant misses both, and the Celtic deficit remains 5 as Reggie Lewis gets set to check back in. Celtics with Paxson, Bagley, McHale, Bird, and Parrish right now. Paxson sets it up, looks for McHale, is posting. Ball knocked loose, got it back, double team by Jordan, out to Bagley.
No one was flashing to that open spot. McHale was looking. He knew he had picked up the trap and couldn't get into the paint. You've got to fill those open areas quickly when they trap down and give that guy a target. Let him see someone.
That's what Scottie Pippen was talking about in Celtics tonight when we chatted about Michael Jordan and playing with a guy like Michael Jordan who sets up so much for you. You've got to respond to the openings. B.J. Armstrong called for a foul now and a hold. And
now Chicago has 4 team fouls, so both teams will be going to the line shooting penalty on the next one.
92-87, 7:30 remaining here at Chicago Stadium. Celtics trying to win their 7th straight ball game. Here's Parrish up high and got it.
I'll tell you what, Old King is shell-shocked. Now they've got him on Parrish, and the Celtics immediately went to Robert to do his thing on him.
Stacey will try to answer, but he gives it back to Jordan. Smart move. Got it back on the bounce. Working on Parrish. Wants to go left. 2 fakes. Can't do it. Armstrong now. 7 on the shot clock. Driving over McHale. What a banker.
That's a nice job by the rookie. His second hoop. Well, it was a pretty one, and he knew when to fall away from the pressure.
Kevin was way high that time. Bird has 23 points. Nothing yet in the 4th quarter. They go to McHale. Double teamed. Stolen by Horace Grant.
Good job.
Jordan running. Hopping.
He loves the shot on top of the key. First time he's missed it tonight.
Here's Lewis running left wing now. Hands it to McHale. It's loose. Got it back. In the corner to Bird. Puts it up for 3. No. Rebound Jordan. Here comes Jordan all the way. Laid it up. No. Robert Parrish controls the board. Nearly had it stolen. McHale went down hard.
Defense is picking up in its intensity. A lot of deflections, a lot of near steals.
Celtics will call a timeout with 6:06 remaining. They have 2 timeouts left. We'll be back to Chicago Stadium for more on the WLVI Celtics Network.
I think we can look forward to a trip down in New York, Michael.
Here's a look at the bench scoring, and lopsided in favor of the Bulls, 29-6. Celtics playing without Dennis Johnson, who took a kick in the calf in the first half and had to leave the ball game. Bruised it badly, and Ed Lasert told us he went to the locker room for some treatments and remained there. So John Bagley has been running the show. Bagley goes inside, lays it up beautifully. Sneaky drive by Bagley, and the Celtics are within 3. .550 remaining. It's Pippen, Grant, John Paxson, Jordan, and Bill Cartwright. Jordan wants to go on Lewis. cannot. Reggie doing a good job on him. Oh, Lewis reached in.
That's too bad. They had him taking a desperation shot. Good trap down by Bird. Jimmy Rogers upset not upset at the call, but upset at the timing. You know, Reggie went for it instinctively. They had caused him to go back out of the paint after Bird dropped down and gave Reggie some help. That one hurts because you do the defensive job for 24 seconds. And then he was fading out of bounds to let that one fly and got fouled.
26 for Jordan. Celtics are over the limit. Has them both. Shoots them at 85% from the free throw line. 53% from field goal territory. A lot of talk about MVP as the season comes to a close. Steve Bulpett said on Celtics tonight he likes Barkley. Michael Jordan likes Barkley. Bird's shot is short. Ahead of the field. Pippen tried to go by Bagley. Couldn't do it. Up to Paxson. Bagley cut him off and blocked him.
Not a good foul there.
Personal foul, number 5, John Bagley, his second penalty.
How do you see it, Coos? Can you pick the most valuable player in this
No,
league?
you know, when you see the players as infrequently as we do, you know, it's pretty hard to make an accurate choice. I would agree with Bulpett, frankly. If I had to choose someone, I'd go with Barkley, only because I think his leadership and play has had more of an impact on, you know, Philadelphia's team overall in terms of where they stand now, perhaps, than some of the others. He isn't quite surrounded with the strength, I don't think, that Magic or perhaps even Malone is.
McHale fades away, missed the shot. Lewis on the offensive board, laid it up.
Needed, necessary, Reggie on that offensive board.
It's hard to pick against a Michael Jordan or a Magic Johnson, for that matter.
Oh, yeah.
But
who
I agree
else?
with you that, well, there's a lot of great
You
players.
know,
Jordan
Akeem, Karl Malone are all candidates. So it really is a flip of the coin thing. But if MVP means what you mean to your team, McHale gets stripped again.
Jordan reaching in with the steal. Here's Pippen. That was a big play. The double team came up and Kevin couldn't find the open man. Pippen goes down the lane. Shot blocked by Parrish.
Big block. I think that was McHale, wasn't it?
Well, they were both up there.
Yeah.
Kevin may get credit for it.
I'll tell you what, Jordan is always dangerous on the steals. As we told you, he's leading. But at this point in the game, you've got to be especially careful.
Bird's shot goes in and out. And Pippen has the ball now. Jordan will set up the play as Phil Jackson calls it. 3:50 left, 100-93. Chicago with the lead.
Got to stop him here.
They get down to Cartwright. Left-handed.
Well, you know, you expect it to go to Jordan. And everyone's kind of keying on that. All of a sudden, Cartwright slips in for that low position.
Reggie off balance. Oh, that's pretty. Ooh, banked it in as Paxson came up and attacked him defensively. Reggie had the presence of mind to bank it. 3:15 remaining. Cartwright wants the ball again. They go to Grant. Paxson off the pick. Bagley sticking with him. Now he gets behind a pick and throws it up, but Robert Parrish clears the board.
Good job by Bagley that time defensively. Finally forced Paxton into
McHale wants to shoot a three. No. Rebound, Jordan.
Celtics going perimeter at a time when they should be taking it to the paint.
Pippen runs it down and back out to Jordan, who cracks a big smile. Said, I think I led you a little bit too much. 102-95, time running out, 2:35 left. Jordan over Robert Parrish, air ball. Here's Lewis.
Well,
back to Lewis. Skying down.
what an explosion by Lewis. 6 points here in the last quarter.
102-97, 2:15 left. And a reminder, if the Celtics score 100 points Go to any participating Kentucky Fried Chicken tomorrow. Order the delicious hot wings and mention Channel 56. The Colonel throws in a free bag of fries. Jordan wants to go on Parrish.
Jordan answers. Little pick down created a mismatch. Got Parrish out on Jordan. Immediately cleared the floor and flew by and exploded.
And that has given Chicago a 7-point lead. Under 2 minutes remaining. Look at it again. Hang time. And we'll be back to Chicago after this.
Team with the speed and quickness advantage, you know, can play aggressively, and there's Jordan blowing by Parrish. The help comes over, but he eludes that easily. Yeah, the team with the speed and quickness can play with great intensity and still avoid fouling. Celtics, with the exception of McHale and Parrish, have pretty much stayed perimeter. So they haven't taken it inside as much as probably Jim Rogers would have liked them to.
Jordan reaching in puts the Bulls over the limit with 1:50 remaining and a 104-97 lead for the Bulls as Phil Jackson looks on.
And this is with a minute, almost 2 minutes left, where the Celtics are at a disadvantage too, in terms of not being able to match the speed and quickness and go out there and create the turnovers. This is where you got to simply extend pressure and get after them, you know. And that's something that has affected the Celtics in the latter stages of the game.
Lewis is 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Here's Pippen. It's 104-98 with 1:40 left. Bounce pass to Jordan. They'll try to run as much time off the clock as they can. Now he goes in, hangs, lays it up. Oh, it missed it. Up on the board for the battle, and the Bulls come away with it.
Nice flurry that time. Celtics, as we've told you, have done an excellent job on the defensive board, but Chicago, when they needed it,
Jordan drew the contact that time.
Yeah, it's just impossible. The last couple of minutes, you know, he's the most effective go-to guy that the NBA has ever produced, and this is just one of the many reasons why. Great versatility, agility, hang time, balance, control.
Anything else?
You name it. It's all wrapped up in one 6'6" body called Michael Jordan.
And vision, too.
And
he
a nice
feels
guy
everything.
besides. You know, he spent literally an hour out here before the game with Special Olympics kids. He's involved with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Johnny Kerr, my old friend who does radio television for the Bulls, is telling me before the game that in every city they go to, he takes time to meet a Make-A-Wish youngster.
105-98. Minute remaining. Go to Bird. Fade away. No. McHale working the board, though, beautifully.
Wow, Kevin's had a big second half.
11 now for McHale in this quarter. 28. They didn't break the press. Turnover. Bagley to Lewis. Up over Jordan for 2.
Celtics hanging tough.
It's a 3-point game. 48 seconds left.
Plenty of time.
And Chicago has to call a timeout.
Timeout, Chicago.
3-point lead. Celtics very much alive, and we'll be back for the final moments here at Chicago Stadium after these messages.
He steals, catches Jordan both times by surprise.
It's a 1-point game. They foul Pippen immediately.
Pippen's the one to foul. The weakest free throw shooter on this club, 67%. Good alert play by Jimmy Rogers, getting that out to McHale. Although I'm sure that was one of the things they touched on during the timeout, who the weak free throw shooters were. There it is.
And
Quick
now
grab.
the 20-second timeout by the Celtics. They have one full timeout remaining after this. And we'll be back to Chicago in just a moment.
This is an opportunity to perhaps win the game with a field goal or a three-point play or tie it with a three-point basket.
Pippen goes to the line, shoots him at 67%, averaging 16 points a game.
Boy, he looked good on that one.
Perfect. 11 for Scottie Pippen now. and a 2-point Chicago lead. Celts with Bagley, Lewis, McHale, Parrish, Bird. Second one.
Looks good on that, too. Nice release.
Celtics want a timeout. They'll take their final timeout. And we'll stay right here at Chicago Stadium as you take a look at Larry Bird. Back in November, these teams were tied at 100, and Bird hit a key basket in the final 2 seconds to win it. Do you go back for three? We're going to take a look at what happened here in the final moments as the Celtics erased a 7-point lead and got within one.
Yeah, trying to isolate Jordan on the right side. Bird moves in to close down the drive, gets a hand on Jordan's pass. Baggs finishes it off on the other end with a nice pass to Paxton. Baggs has come up with some key plays here in the last couple of minutes.
Chicago has 2 timeouts remaining. We have 20 and 2/10 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Bulls 107-104 as you look at Robert Parrish, who has had a great game again tonight. 17 points for Parrish and a bundle of rebounds. Dennis Johnson has been out since early in the first half with a bruise on his calf. Has yet to return, so Bagley has gone the route in the backcourt at point, scored 4 points and dished off some key assists. Do you go for three here, Coos?
No, not quickly. Not with 20 seconds left. You know, I tell you the truth, is King, if they haven't taken King out of the game, I think I might peek inside to that paint to the Parrish-King matchup or the McHale-King matchup, whoever he's on. Just maybe try to exploit the kid's inexperience. And, you know, if you move into him, like, especially if he's on McHale with all those moves, create some contact, despite the fact that Phil Jackson is saying, now, listen, you guys, don't foul. Whatever you do, don't foul. I've seen it so often where rookies, you know, will just respond instinctively rather than pay attention. And he is in there on McHale. So I think I'd go to, you know, peek in at McHale first before settling for the three.
Bulls are not going to pressure the inbounds. Paxson having some trouble. They don't have a timeout. Bagley got it in there. Bird double team to Paxson for three. No. The rebound. Bagley ran it down. Got it. And he's fouled. That was a good foul by Pippen.
And again, good pursuit by Bagley. Not a good shot at all there. You know, with there was 12 seconds left. There was no need for that off-balance heave with under intense pressure.
Both Bird and Paxson wanted to shoot the three.
They were going for the three, by the way, to Bird.
Bagley with 5 points now. We have 9 and 1/10 remaining. Celtics do not have a timeout. They will have to foul. Bagley missed it. It's loose. King has it. He's fouled. I don't think it was an intentional miss by Bagley.
No,
it almost worked out, though. Now, 2 free throws would pretty much put it out of reach. And Stacey King, the rookie, will shoot it. There are no timeouts for the Celtics.
Yeah, he shoots at a 71, so it wasn't by design, but not a bad choice for the Celtics under these conditions.
Puts it up left-handed. Got it.
However, these theoretically weak free throw shooters on paper.
He's 6 of 7 tonight, Stacey King, and he'll put it up again.
Not performing that way.
The 3-point lead. No. They have time, but it's stolen by Jordan. He puts up a 3 at the buzzer and hit it. Woo. What an ending. Stole the loose ball, hit the 3-pointer. It didn't mean anything. But an exclamation point put on it by Michael Jordan as the Bulls hold Boston off 111-105. And we'll be back to Chicago Stadium to wrap it up. But now let's go to Jack Hines and Darlene McCarthy to find out what you'll be seeing in tonight's